Get some more stuff. New draw. Oh no. And this is a limit break draw. So this is a limited weapon. So as always, let's go ahead and check out the aesthetics. I don't think we need to take too long on this one. I don't think we need to take too long on this one. Of course. Of course. Oh my goodness. And then you got the same exact outfit. Oh, it's a little different on the back though. It's got gold saucer on the back. Nice. With the seventh heaven hat. I need this. This had better be an item that it gets sold. What the heck? That's a seventh heaven hat. Come on. That's just merchandise. Come on. Big fan of the bedazzled megaphone, by the way. Big fan. The earrings, yep. Nope, this is good. What a good outfit. All right, so let's start with Cool Cat's megaphone. Oh, interesting, it does lightning damage. Huh, I was not expecting that. Okay, so anyway, let's read through it. At OB0, so this is one copy, it's 380% physical lightning damage, which is not super high. Gets enfeebled, duration 30 seconds.
A few moments later.
Oh, we already have enfeeble. Duh. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Never mind. Never mind. This is the same thing as Sid. It's the same thing as Sid's Rocket Lance. It's enfeeble. This is already in the game. This isn't new. My bad. My bad. I completely forgot that enfeeble was already in the game. You see, I'm fried. For folks on, because I'm recording this, for folks on YouTube, I've been watching puzzles in a game called Post Trauma, which is a new survival horror game, and I've been playing puzzles on Blueprints, and my brain is fried. So if I say some things wrong tonight, cut me some slack, okay? Forgive me. All right, so it's 4 ATB, physical lightning damage, enfeeble, which increases your the potency of your debuffs. So that includes defense down, lightning resist down, magic defense down, physical attack, magic attack down, etc. Enfeeble is very, very good. Having it be 30 seconds for the just the initial cast is great. Low to mid is not great, which I imagine that probably goes mid to high at OB6. It sure does. And then the duration goes up to 45 seconds. I imagine that goes up to 50? 60 at OB10. Okay. And then the damage goes from 590 to 710. 710 is still pretty good. For those that don't know, Murasame, which is the only physical lightning weapon in the game outside of, you know, this one. Well, not even this one. It's the only physical lightning weapon in the game that is a featured weapon. So it is a weapon that you can actually get in the pool of weapons. This is another limited weapon for lightning, which is just great. Physical lightning continues to be gatekept behind limited banners. And this is our third lightning banner in a row, which is wild. But physical attack on allies, lightning potency, those are two great R abilities. The materia slots are actually kind of gross. I don't see why they've got an attack boost here when this is clearly like physical focused, right? And this attack boost is only a 10% boost, which is kind of upsetting. Like this could have been like, Cait Sith doesn't have a lot of good materia slots in the game right now, and this would have been a really good option to like give Cait Sith something a little bit more unique. But I feel like I've been saying that about the last couple of banners, honestly, where like the materia slots I feel like have just been kind of like, yeah, it's a physical weapon, so just slap some physical stuff on there. Yeah, you know, Cait Sith's a debuffer, so give it a mixed slot, a physical slot because it's a physical weapon, and then a sigil boost slot, and then you just move on. It just doesn't feel very, I don't know, it's not very creative, you know, it's the same crap over and over again, right? And this is like, it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just, it's fine. I wish there was something like a, it doesn't have to be like an Asuna all, it can be a lightning potency materia slam. It wouldn't be for this weapon, obviously, but like something, anything, like something different. But other than that, it's a good weapon. Obviously, having an option for a physical attack up all allies is great, and this is an offensive weapon that increases physical attack, which is really, really good. Lets you keep tempo, right? especially for Lightning Week stages such as Leviathan, right? Which is physical Lightning Week. And so like this would be a great weapon for Leviathan, especially for the Leviathan EX2 fight, which I'm even struggling with still at this point, which is probably just a personal problem versus an account problem. But this is a great option for an offensive weapon that keeps your team buffed up while also increasing the debuffs on the opponent. And Cait Sith actually has a really, really good lightning resist down weapon in Witch's Broom that, although doesn't do physical defense down, is a 3 ATB lightning resist down with attack, like boost attack and lightning potency, which makes for a great offhand weapon for this weapon. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for a limited weapon. I think it's pretty okay. I think the last couple months we've gotten so many limited weapons that have been so super strong that this feels a little underwhelming. It's not a bad weapon at all. Don't hear what I'm not saying. This is a clear like top tier weapon, but like it's not that like crazy good weapon, right? It's not like the Fafnir rifle, right? Where it gave like your entire team physical defense. It gave provoke. It gave veil. It's a huge attack. It's got great R abilities, right? Like that weapon was in a class of its own, or Vincent's Gun of the Worthy, where it was kind of in a class of its own. This isn't in a class of its own. This is kind of in the same realm as Angeal's weapon. It's not a bad weapon. It has its uses. It's going to be useful in those instances, and then outside of those instances, it's gonna be okay, right? It's gonna be just fine. You know what I mean? So not a bad weapon. It's pretty good. Well, it's all gonna come down to the outfit here. Does come with Reprieve, which is pretty important. Reprieve is probably the best R ability in the game for outfits, just because it stops you from getting knocked out once, and then makes you invincible for 10 seconds after you get knocked out. This allows you to survive things like, as an example, in the current Ascension Challenge, when the Greater Zentetsuken comes out, and it does 99,999 damage. Reprieve says, nuh-uh, I live. So, like, Reprieve is very, very strong in the cases that it's useful. Cool Cat's Hat is attack, stance, command gauge, physical and max ability damage, buff, debuff, extension 40. It's good in the sense that it's mixed, and it gives buff, debuff, extension, which is great. And it allows you to use it with both his physical and his magic outfits. But in terms of like, for his weapon that he's getting released right now, it's not what you were hoping for, I don't think. Generically, it's good, right? Generically, it's good. This would be this would be an outfit that you would get for Cait Sith, and you'd be like, okay, that's Cait Sith's outfit. I'm not getting another one. Because that's just like, it's like generically good, right? It increases all of his buffs and debuffs. It increases his attack damage by a little tiny bit, regardless of if it's physical or magical, and it's got Reprieve. So you're just like, great, that's fine. But I would have rather this have been like a defensive, like even like a 10% PDEF, MDEF, right? I think that would have been way more useful than a 10% boost to damage. It is fun, for sure. And this is still a good outfit. Still a good outfit. And to that point, if you wanted to have one outfit for Cait Sith, and just, you know, that's the only outfit Cait Sith gets, this is a good one to have. Reprieve is always good. It's always useful. And then the 10% extra damage is still helpful. It's still something. It's better than 0%. And then 40% buff debuff extension that's separate from the weapon ability is also very good. It also makes his weapon ability, the physical attack all allies, last longer, right? Which is great, because obviously this is only going to last for a certain amount of time. It's only 16 seconds at OB6, right? You got to get to OB10 to even get 20 seconds. That extra 40% increases that by now 8 seconds at OB10. So that takes it from a 20-second duration to a 28-second duration. That is a big boost, right? That's a long time. 8 seconds is a long time in Ever Crisis. So, and that's without additional buff debuff extension, by the way, which he would likely, almost certainly have in his kit. Overall, it's not a bad banner. I think that there are a lot of really good banners coming out soon. And I think that all of the featured banners that we actually just had, including the one that just ended in Zach's banner that just ended today, I think all of those featured banners were better than this one. This is just okay. It's a good weapon for the guild battle, specifically for the guild battle, and I think it's a good one-off. So you want to definitely pick up one copy of this, just like always with limited weapons. Just because the 30-second Enfeeble at OB0 is great, right? This alone is great. The fact that it also increases your physical attack for your entire team is kind of the icing on the cake, right? Like, it's not like super necessary but like, it's just cool. This is helpful, right? Where like Sid's Rocket Lance does Enfeeble and then it lowers ice resist. That ice resist lower is only so useful, right? Now it's more useful today because Gun of the Worthy exists and you can just add ice weakness to things now, which makes that Rocket Lance a lot more powerful than it was when it first released. This is going to be good for a long time, right? Anything that's got buffs on it like this, that's able to buff your entire team while also dealing a very helpful status effect to the enemy is definitely a weapon worth having in your arsenal. So you're definitely pulling on this banner at least once just to get one copy of this. Thankfully, Cait Sith has only had one other limited weapon to my knowledge in Queena's Megaphone. And so that weapon was also a physical attack all allies weapon, and that weapon is nowhere near as useful as this one, in my opinion. So it's useful for a different reason, but I think this one is just generically better than that one is. And so this is a clear contender for all of Cait Sith's weapon parts, which is great. That's another positive for the banner too. Let's see, is there anything else in this that's hiding? Still Zack's ultimate weapon. No, nothing else hiding. Okay, so in terms of the wish list, this one's pretty cut and dry. Cait Sith's gonna carry the Witch's Broom in the offhand. This is gonna be your lightning resist decrease, which is obviously very, very good. This also gives boost attack and lightning potency as well, which is great. This will be a great offhand weapon, give you some more attack, give you some more lightning potency. That's going to put your lightning potency, if the Megaphone is at OB10, we're assuming OB10 here, but an additional 18 points here gets you up to the level 7 break with just 2 weapons. And he's able to do that by himself, which then opens up his sub weapons to actually increase your DPS's stats, right? Or to give defensive stats, which is really what we want on these supporting characters. Usually the supporting characters are doing a little bit of damage and adding a little bit to your team while doing mostly supportive stuff, right? And that's where Cait Sith's going to shine, because Cait Sith's going to open with this effect to lower the lightning resist down, right? You're going to see this lightning resist go down high in one cast with 3 ATB. And then by the time he gets the 4 ATB back and the diamonds filled up, so you're getting max damage now with the extra 50% boost, you've got the -3 lightning resist, and he's inflicting Enfeeble. He's doing really solid physical lightning damage and increasing your entire team's physical attack. That combo is going to be pretty hard to beat from a lightning damage perspective. It's pretty strong. It's going to make him rival Cloud in damage. Again, assuming OB10. The only downside is that Cait Sith's not getting an Arcanum here. So automatically, you're probably going to see Cait Sith do a lot less damage than Cloud, especially if you have Murasami's Cloud's outfit. If you don't have the outfit for Cloud, Cloud still has a lot of other outfits that you may have pulled on in the past that have more like offensive oomph than the 10% that the Cait Sith banner is going to give, but that's okay. It's still very, very good. In terms of other weapons that you can include here, you can also include some other supportive weapons. So if you're looking for some options in terms of just like helpful weapons, you can look at the Silver Megaphone for a very unreliable physical defense debuff. It's at least a low physical defense debuff, so it starts from the beginning. But if you crit, it goes to high. So that's fine. The good news with this is that once you get it to high, you can just reapply it and it stays at high. But like for 4 ATB, that's a pretty big ask. But yeah, other than that, there's not a lot here. I mean, you can go for something like the I think this is the best physical attack option you can get. Physical attack, and then it's got ability potency, but like that's just not as good as the Witch's Broom. So when it comes to the offhand weapons, the back weapons, you're probably just looking for anything that's got physical attack all allies, any of the guild weapons that do like physical defense all allies, magic defense all allies, HP, right? Most of the stuff you're probably going to have already. So in terms of the rest of the wish list, if you don't already have those supportive options and those supportive weapons, you can look at things like Sid's Viper Halberd, I think it's called. Although I don't like this weapon for Sid in particular, the R abilities are great. You can also look at Angeal's weapons. Most of Angeal's defensive weapons are very, very strong. HP magic defense at 46 and 52. You also have the Type 90 longsword, which is physical defense 62, which is very strong. Also physically focused as well. So it helps Cait Sith stay alive longer. Remember, you want to keep Cait Sith above that 50% threshold so that he's giving your team that physical attack buff. Giving him defensive stats will help keep him upright a little bit longer. So if you don't have those at higher overboost levels, those are great options. Obviously, any of the new weapons, including Zack's Sword of the Hunt, are great to include on this wish list. This is a fantastic weapon. And if you're using Zack in the guild battle and you're using Monster Hunter Zack, you're going to want this weapon to give yourself exploit weakness. So make sure that this is on here as well. Other than that, like I said, it's complete pure preference here. It just depends on what you're looking for in terms of Cait Sith's backhands. I don't think this is a terribly complicated banner. I think this is fairly cut and dry. You can just kind of put whatever you want or whatever you need on here. I would just put most of the new featured weapons and just go from there. So I'm going to put on the Sword of the Hunt. None of the other ones have ended yet, so we can't put any of those on. I will include Cloud's new Mystic Sword, because why not? And then we'll keep on Blade of Ruin, and I'm going to keep on Nautilus Spiral as well. And that would be my wish list. Again, nothing terribly complicated here. It's really just Witch's Broom and then whatever defensive options you have for your sub weapons. This isn't a terribly complex banner. This isn't something you have to think too hard about.